episode 27 of a Jez and Friends podcast. Today's special guest of a podcast is Sol. How's it going, mate?
Not bad. Had a bit of sleep in this morning, so pretty good.
Yeah, that's good, mate. The holidays are for sleeping, so good to see you making use of that. We're going to be covering many topics, including world issues, animal farm, because that's how we got to know each other pretty well. Obviously leadership, because we're both pretty passionate about that, and some funny stories. So without further ado, we'll get started. So this is a hypothetical question which we always kick it off with. So, mate, do you rely too much on your phone? Like, why or why not? What do you reckon?
I'd say maybe a little. I could definitely cut down on my use. I use it for communicating, definitely. And I might watch a bit too much stuff on it, but I'd say not too bad with my phone use.
That's good to hear, mate.
Yeah.
So what's your screen time like?
Generally, my average for the week is about 2.5 hours, but then sometimes if I watch like a few episodes on Netflix, it goes up to about 3. But yeah.
That's fair enough though. Sometimes mine creeps up a bit to the 4-hour mark, but I try to keep it low like yours.
Yeah.
But do you sometimes do you ask for more time? You know how the screen time thing?
Yeah.
It's like ask for like 5 more minutes or. Do you
well,
get into that bad habit of doing that sometimes?
I did, but then actually recently I got my sister to make the passcode, so I actually don't know it.
Shit.
Yeah, so I can only ask for 1 more minute. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit frustrating, especially when I'm texting on Instagram and then my screen time limit comes in and I just like can't text anymore. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's good on the whole.
Yeah, it's a good habit to get into as well.
Yeah.
So we'll move on now. Talk us through like the music or artists you listen to. I'm not sure what you listen to, but what you listen to.
Alrighty. So I mainly listen to old music. There's a few current bands that I like, but I'd say the main genre I like is like classic rock. So I like the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin. And then some current bands that I like. They're not really pop, they're kind of R&B, bluesish. The Black Pumas, who just have one album. That's really good. Yeah, it's self-titled Black Pumas. Every single song on the album is really great. And then the Teskey Brothers, I quite like. They're from Melbourne, and my parents know their parents, so I think I've met them once.
Oh shit, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but their music's pretty good. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Oasis. What are your thoughts on their music? What are they like? How would you define the genre of like music? Are they rock or?
I mean,
they
I
call
think
it Britpop in Britain or whatever. But
rock. I think of rock as kind of like hard guitar riffs, but then it seems to be used to define like a much wider range of music. So some people would definitely call it rock. I'd say maybe like Britpop, old pop, maybe like singer-songwriter. I guess that it's a band, but yeah.
So tell us about how we know each other. I'm pretty sure we met through one of the climate rallies before that. We did attend the same school. We still do, but like didn't know you before then. So
I'm pretty sure I remember that. I think it was not that many people were going. I didn't know anyone was going, so I think we just kind of went together and got to know each other then. And then afterwards we were in Animal Farm together. So,
which we'll touch on later. But climate change is a huge topic, and we'll talk about climate change a little more later. Alright, so mate, obviously we're in the later stages of high school. What do you want to do after year 12 when it's all said and done and you're basically on your own to make your own decisions, pretty much?
Well, one thing I'm sure about is I won't go to university straight away. I think
Fair enough.
I want to take 1 or 2 gap years. Probably for the first year, try to earn a bit of money.
Yeah, it's a good tactic.
Yeah, maybe like play in a band or something, have some fun, and then the next year I might go traveling.
Yeah.
And maybe after that, kind of try to figure out what I want to do at university and then go to uni. Yeah.
Yeah, and what are your plans on like traveling? Are there any specific locations your mind set on?
Well, I'm quite interested in places that are kind of off the beaten track, not really touristy.
Yeah.
I like going out in the outdoors, like hiking, canoeing. But then again, I also kind of want to travel around Australia because I feel like it's a bit unnecessary to take a plane ride with a lot of emissions when you can just travel around your own country. So
Yeah.
I'd say quite a lot of traveling around Australia, discover this country, and then possibly go somewhere in Asia or South America maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, mate. And in terms of school-wise, I know you spoke about how you're gonna take a few gap years, but when it does
Yeah.
come to like crunch time, are there like specific areas you have your mind set for? Like I know music.
Yeah.
Type.
Well, I do really enjoy music. I'm not sure if I want that to be my career though, because it sounds quite a tough career to get going in.
Yeah.
It'll always be part of my life though. I probably lean more towards English and humanities than like maths and science, even though I've got more into science recently. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe a job in the environmental field, because I'm really passionate about that.
Yeah, it's really good, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good.
So, yeah, my top 2 sports definitely would be footy and cricket. I played footy for a couple of years, but then haven't recently, just to give myself a bit more time. And I've played cricket since year 6, I'm pretty sure. And I've really enjoyed that. Yep, I go for Carlton. That's been running in the family for a long time. And hopefully we do a bit better. We've been... Carlton hasn't won a premiership in my lifetime.
No, but it's North Melbourne, so...
And I'm pretty sure the last time we were in the finals was 2013.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we get a bit better. Seems like we're on the rise though.
Do you reckon, we'll call it early, do you reckon the F word, do you reckon finals is a possibility in 2021? You don't want to call it too early, but you're like, oh...
I'll say it's a possibility. I won't say it's a certainty. Yeah.
You don't say yes or no, because
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's good, because like in the next 3 years, I reckon Carlton's one of those teams that could push for a flag. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. And yeah, talk us through cricket. Your playing career. We spoke earlier. You have some pretty good bowling figures and batting, so a bit of an all-rounder, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, I started off as a batsman, definitely. In the my first season, I got MVP. And I'm pretty sure I came second in the batting and second in the bowling in that year. So, my top score is 29, I think.
Not out.
Yeah, 29 not out, I'm pretty sure. My favourite shot in cricket is the pull shot. I've probably scored 60% of my boundaries from the pull shot.
Shit.
But I also quite like the straight drive.
So you're good with the short ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some advice on that because when I bowl short, I'm like I don't know, I either try to duck or like half play a pull shot, so that's a problem there. Yeah.
Well, the best advice I can give is to get back really early to get yourself in a good position.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you find yourself
in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And we'll quickly get your thoughts on the Australia v India third test. Might as well check the scores right now.
Yeah, good idea. It was good to see Smith Fire get 100 because he hasn't been playing that well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on Pukovsky and Green? Obviously, there's some newcomers, but Pukovsky's done well with the bat, 62, and Green's done well with the ball and the bat. So you want to talk us through them?
Yeah, well, it's really exciting to have young new players coming through. Will Pukovsky's a Victorian, so I'm really happy about that.
Vicks.
Yeah, and it's good to have an exciting new talent with the bat, and I'm pretty sure he's scored like 2 double centuries in a row in first class cricket.
I saw that as well.
Yeah,
he's a really good player.
Yeah, and Cameron Green looks like a really good player. He's 6'6" or 7, I'm pretty sure. So
I wish I was that tall.
yeah, he's a big man. But hopefully both of them can push through and hold a spot in the team for a long time.
Yeah, and the fact is we need an opener, like a new one. Dave Warner is getting pretty old. Plus, we don't have many all-rounders who can bat all ball. So
yeah.
And news just in India 202 for 6, which is good.
Oh, really?
Pujara got out for 50. Cummins got the wicket. What else?
Wow.
Pants gone as well. And now we're into the all-rounders.
Wow. Well, that's very good. Australia looks like they're well on top. If we can get them
all out for less than our total, we should be good.
Yeah, we should be good because they're batting last.
Yeah, apologies for the cricket talk for those who think cricket's a really boring sport, but we think it's a really good sport. So, yeah. Enough said. So we're now into early 2021, but 2020 was a tough year. Obviously, the coronavirus hit us pretty hard. There wasn't many highlights, but quickly, do you have any highlights from 2020? Obviously, it's been
well, let's see. I earned a bit of money. That's nice. And I also had quite a lot of time to work on my guitar playing. My improvement went really fast through lockdown. So
and we will touch on that as well. But your guitars. I don't know, you just improved a lot. I haven't seen much of it. Yeah, you maybe could show me a few skill videos that you have, but And aside from 2020, we'll talk about the year before that, which was a pretty decent year, I'd say.
Definitely.
And tell us about Animal Farm, because that's how we really got to know each other pretty well. And it was some pretty fun times because we got to get out of school for a while because 8 and 9 it was pretty boring. I remember sitting in one of the English classes, riders up. It was one of the most boringest classes I've ever been in. So it was for Animal Farm.
It was a great play. Initially, actually, I was a little bit reluctant. It was actually my mum who got me to join the play, and I'm very happy she did because it was at the end. It was just paid us back for all of the time that we'd put in, learning our lines and going to the rehearsals and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I think, how many performances were there? 3?
Well, probably more than 3 because what about the ones we did with the schools and stuff?
Probably
double that, maybe
6. So we basically had a whole week where we were just not going to school, going out to the performance place and rehearsing and then performing, and that was really fun. Do you remember any funny stories or moments you remember fondly from Animal Farm? Let me see.
If you can, I'll remember one right now. But I'll talk about it. It's about my good mate Tom. But I remember this guy. He's the one that got me into the place, so thanks to him. But there wasn't much passion from Tom, mostly on his phone. But I remember like there were countless times when we were doing our lines, and mind you, we had like some pretty small roles.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
to
we were.
memorize a few lines, but
Yeah.
when it was crunch time, let's say Friday night, in front of like all the teachers and parents and stuff, he read like one line and he forgot the whole thing, and oh, we were laughing, but yeah,
Yeah.
I remember we were behind the pig costumes.
Yeah, the
and we were
pig.
just laughing
Yeah,
behind
the
it.
pig
It was pretty fun.
costumes. Yeah, that was funny.
Aside from that, do you remember any other times?
Well, I enjoyed. I just really enjoyed like the whole time being out there. Oh, I remember it was like the first time I'd put on makeup on my face, and I had foundation all over my face, and it just
Yeah.
like disguised my freckles, so I looked like a completely different person. And then when I took off the makeup after the play, my face was like burning red, so I must be allergic. That
Yeah.
wasn't very nice, but
No, I hated it as well.
yeah.
It took a while because there was one performance where I just wanted to get out, like just go home, because
Yeah.
in a rush to get somewhere, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it took me ages to get it out because we didn't have that like
Yes.
makeup removal thing. It took like half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a good tip for people is to use makeup remover.
Mhm.
It also take you like ages to remove, but yeah.
Yeah.
Some pretty good times, and well, hopefully this year our school has this what's it called again? It's not a school play, but it's like a
Short film?
Yeah,
Yeah, short
hopefully
film.
we can get that up and running, and yeah, it'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm really excited to be working on the music for that too.
Yeah, and a bit of acting as well.
Yeah, a bit of acting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to do some acting as well. But
Mhm.
I remember going to one of because we were in separate groups, I think. But I went to this the script writing one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was half asleep, honestly. I'm more of an
Yeah.
actor, mate. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you're in the wrong type of niche, and yeah, it's pretty funny how I was
Yeah.
bored. And,
Yeah. Well, it's good to sort of try things, see what is for you and what isn't, because sometimes you
Yeah,
try
that's true.
something and then it's really good, but a lot of the time you just find it boring. Yeah.
Don't forget that. That's probably one
Yeah.
of the only school plays I'll probably ever do my schooling journey. But yeah.
Yeah.
The quote of a podcast is push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good quote, I reckon.
Yeah,
What is a quote
definitely.
or something you live by, mate?
Yeah, I was. None really come to mind straight away. No, like specific quotes. A few things that have really motivated me are the movie The Social Dilemma.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Like we were talking about at the start about the phone stuff. That was what motivated me to set the limits on my phone and stuff. And one thing from that was with social media, the humans are the product being sold.
Yeah, like
which is
us, we're
Yeah.
being sold for like
Yeah.
products, which is I find quite extraordinary. and
Yeah.
something,
Yeah, really insightful. And that's really after watching that, it's changed my life a bit, really.
Yeah, it changed
Yeah.
mine as well. Like we both have set limits on our phones, and
Yeah.
it changes for the better, I guess. 'Cause
Definitely.
let's say we're like 15, 16, and
Yeah.
most of us are products now these days. Like talking about gaming, social media. I see far too many people, like my friends or just people in our school, who are basically addicted to social media and
Yeah.
gaming, and
Yeah.
it is a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in moderation, it's fine, but then it's so easy for it to get out of hand.
Yeah, I remember
Like
from
just
personal experience.
yeah, soak up time. Like you go on Instagram and then you realize 40 minutes later that you've just been on Instagram for that long. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, I think it was last year or the year before, it wasn't good, like, my phone and my gaming, the addiction was like full, like, I was a product basically, and that
Yeah.
wasn't good, and far too many hours I was sucked in, and now I realise it's good that I've essentially quit gaming and like
Yeah,
social
good on
media,
you.
been less on that, because now I probably would never have started a podcast, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, changes your whole perspective, like when you get out in the open and
Totally.
totally. Spend
It's
less time like just on the screen, pretty much. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's good because it's a good message to soul because people, like I said, far too often are too addicted to their screens. And guys, maybe try that screen time limit. Get off the phone sometime. But good, mate.
Yeah.
And another good thing is books, mate. I found recently I've been reading a lot. And I know you're a bit of a bookworm.
Yeah.
I'm a bookworm as well. Talk us through the last book you've read and the books you read.
Yeah. So I'm a bit interesting. I kind of go through book phases. Like when I get onto a good series, I'll read all the books really quickly, and then I'm not that good at finding the next book to read. So I'll for about 2 weeks, I'll read for a couple of hours a day or something, and then I'll have a break and then get onto it. At the moment, I'm reading the book Persepolis for School, which is a graphic novel.
Yeah, great graphic.
That's it's pretty interesting actually.
Focuses on Iran and the issues back in the 80s, how it was colonized or something like that. But
before that, the last book I read was a book called Timeline. It's about time travel. This sort of group of historians go back in time to the medieval period, and it's a story. They learn a lot about that history, and it's about them getting back to the present, which is really interesting. It's a good book. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I might have a read maybe.
Yeah.
Because the holidays got so much to do, and reading is a good way to pass the time maybe. But and I know last year I think you read the Percy Jackson series as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So how far along did you get through it?
So I read the Percy Jackson books. They're
the first 5.
The first series. Yeah, they're really good. And then I read Heroes of Olympus. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I got started on Trials of Apollo and Magnus Chase, but I didn't get much further. I think. A bit bored, those ones aren't as good. Yeah.
Because after Heroes of Olympus, it was just I remember Apollo got turned back into a kid.
That's the story.
And then that's how it's Trials of Apollo.
Yeah, and those books are really big. They're kind of. I think so. They're bigger than the other ones. They kind of seem to carry on a bit.
Yeah. Kind of waffling and
Yeah. But Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus, a great series. Yeah.
I read that for the majority of the time during lockdown.
Yeah.
Were you reading during that period, or you finished it?
I finished it before, I reckon. I think I probably finished it, the Heroes of Olympus series, kind of midway through 2019.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure I went back and read one of them.
Yeah, because I remember during lockdown I was reading through it.
Yeah.
What was the ebooks?
Yes.
Because our school did ebooks during lockdown, but I don't know who this kid was, but I was on the last Heroes of Olympus book, ready to borrow it.
Yeah.
And I clicked on it. You have to wait 2 weeks.
Oh,
it wasn't you, yeah?
No, it wasn't me.
I was about to say.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I had to wait 2 extra weeks, but ended up finishing it.
Yeah.
So, and books is a good way to I don't know, read before you go to bed or in the mornings. I don't know, but just.
Yeah, I find it's a good way to sort of, after the day, get into bed and then read for half an hour. It kind of clears your head a bit and gets you ready for sleep.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And it helps you in terms of English and VC, obviously in a few years' time. But I remember Miss Mahara, shout out to her, but I don't try to shout out too many teachers. But on this special occasion, she said, or it's a fact here, but if you read let's say 15 books in a year, you're exposed to 1 million new words or something. But is that something like that? I'm not sure, but I remember.
Well, yeah, I reckon. Maybe not 1 million, but quite a few.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Less, maybe 100,000 or.
Yeah.
I think I'm exaggerating it now, but the point is it improves you, it helps you.
Yeah.
I found my English has gotten better over the past few years through reading, but
it also helps your writing because you've just sort of got more in your head.
Yeah, well,
more
you've got
turns
more
of
words
phrase.
or, adjectives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where are we? Yeah, so we spoke about funny stories earlier about Animal Farm, but do you have any other ones? I don't have to be in it, but from school, camp, or anything you remember fondly that just sticks in your head and you're like, oh, that story I remember, you know? Yeah.
Sad. I remember.
We're up for sad stories.
Yeah.
Like, first time there's a sad story, but
Yeah.
go for it, mate.
So, I was lined up to go to New Rad. And I was really pumped. You were telling me all about how good it was.
Yeah.
You were giving me tips and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we might not be going. And then I remember we had a meeting at lunch, and Mr. Vanovich was like, yeah, you're going to Nurad, and it was so great. and then buddy, we had another lockdown, and it got cancelled, and that was just so demoralizing. It was almost funny though, because it was like so many ups and downs, like, yeah, we're going, no, we're not. Yeah. But I think I made the most of the time that I would have been at Nurad.
The lockdown pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that we got to go and you guys didn't get to do it, but I don't want to rub it in or anything. So I just always playing my shit.
That's good.
Oh. But would you consider doing that, yeah? Going just to suss out the place, yeah? Cause,
just to check it out. I mean, it might be a little bit cruel, but it would probably be better than not ever seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, man. And yeah, it was a pretty sad story, and I do hope, like, in your time you do get to go to like some other camp that goes for a bit longer than, like, let's say the usual 3 to 4 day camp that you're going for like primary school. But
Yeah.
Definitely changed my life and the others who went on it for sure. But
yeah.
And speaking about like leadership, talk us through your leadership position at school, like last year and this year. Obviously, we're not your usual like house captain type stuff, and I pride our school in doing that. And like Mr. Vanovich, another shout out on the teacher bit. Like, we've had like some new roles over the past couple of years, such as like the performing arts captain, environmental captain, and I forgot, but what's the other one?
Debating.
Yeah,
debating. Yeah. So for debating, I've been doing that since primary school.
Props to you for doing that.
Yeah. And I don't know, the role just came up and I thought I'd probably be quite good at it, so I went for it. And then, I don't know, I just decided I could carry on this year. I probably won't go for it again because 3 years running might 3 years running might be a bit too much. And then I'm really passionate about the environment, so that's why I chose to go for environment captain last.
Yeah, and we spoke about climate change.
Yeah, last year. And that was really good. I think the leadership was a little bit interrupted through lockdown.
Yeah, we didn't do much.
Yeah, we couldn't get many of the initiatives off the ground, but
the performing arts is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so
you love doing animal farming now. You just continue that. But
so I'm really interested in acting and then also music performance. And there are a few things I want to do with the music equipment, because the acoustic guitars have terrible rusty strings.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to buy some new strings and then maybe get a team of people to replace the strings.
That's good, mate.
Yeah,
good
because the playing is so much better when you have new strings, not old rusty ones.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And quickly talk us through. I remember this during lockdown, but you ran this thing. It was Rubbish Art, wasn't it?
Yes.
Talk us through that.
So I think what was it? So students could find rubbish out in the park or just from their own bin and create an artwork out of it.
Yeah.
I think we had a few entries, and some of them were really creative.
Yeah. I saw one. It was
Hannies?
better than what I could do.
Yeah. That was amazing. So I just thought through lockdown there wasn't that much you could do. Like, you couldn't go out, get a bunch of people together to go pick up rubbish, but it was just sort of something related to the environment, a bit of fun to do over lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of slacked off with my sports stuff, but I did do the run for the herd thing where we ran a few Ks, and I remember you took part as well, which was good. But we'll talk about your guitar as well, because I remember during our leadership retreat, which hopefully our school can do again this year, because
yes, hopefully
some kids mocked around, won't name names, but talk us through your guitar talents, because I remember when you first started, you were alright, you were learning a few different types of songs, and how have you gone over 2020 and into 2021?
Yeah, well, I think I first started sort of term 4 2019, and then I didn't really get into it until the start of 2020, and I've just progressed pretty quickly since then, especially through lockdown, because I had a lot of time to work on it. I now have an electric guitar as well, which is cool, so I can play a wider variety of music. So I think during the leadership retreat I was okay, but I'm much better now.
You're novice and now you're what, like
I'd say I'm intermediate.
yeah.
Intermediate.
And it's good to learn a musical instrument, because studies show like if you do like an instrument, your grades improve, maybe. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Well, I think during lockdown it might have taken out, like I should have been doing homework, but I was playing guitar. But I think on the whole, it probably makes, I don't know. I think I saw this video about it, like improving the connections in your brain or something.
Yeah, neural pathways or something.
Yeah.
I remember something from camp about that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have you seen my or not, like my ukulele?
No. No.
I remember. I just play it for fun. I'm not the best at it, but it's good because like you just play and you just chill, and relax. And the only song I can really play out of it is Riptide, because it's just a few chords and pretty easy.
Yeah, I can.
You can play that on the guitar,
I think so. Yeah. It's just
a few more extra chords, because there's like 6 on the guitar. Correct me if I'm wrong. 6,
6 strings.
6 strings. It's good, mate. And we were talking about high school earlier, and do you remember your first day at high school? Obviously, it's been a few years now, but...
I think so. I can remember starting year 7s had like 3 days, I'm pretty sure, without the rest of the school.
Yeah, must have, Mine was similar.
And I can remember when we were getting sorted into houses, they had the sorting hat. And I can remember...
amazing, man,
He'd only went through a few students, so sadly he didn't get to do everyone.
That's dog, because I remember I was like towards the end and there was no sorting hat. It was just, what house are you in?
And I got put in Athena, which I'm very happy about.
Rivals, Poseidon.
Yes,
We have that good rivalry, and speaking about that, because we like put in the effort with our fundraising events, and and Apollo and Artemis, like the houses, like in Greek terms, they're both brothers and sisters. Apollo. And and they both do pretty much nothing in our school carnivals and stuff, which is pretty fun. It's just always Poseidon and Athena going at each other. So,
and Poseidon won again this year. My excuse is Athena's more hands-on, so during the lockdown we didn't get to be at school.
We're more like tech savvy, or I don't know.
Because Athena always wins the swimming and the athletics.
We're the god of the sea, and we can't swim. I can't swim for shit. And we come last in the swimming. It's sad, but was that like one memory you remember fondly from your first day at high school? That probably was, like the sort
and I can remember the lockers. I think
you struggled.
I struggled. I remember there's sort of like only a few numbers actually written, then there's the lines. And I didn't get that the lines were numbers too, so I thought it only had the numbers like 0, then 5, then 10.
Yeah, so you thought it was 5%.
So I didn't get how to do my code, because they were like, it was really confusing. I got it after about like a couple of weeks, I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like still, I can do my lock, but if you ask me to do like someone else's lock, like your lock, I'd have like trouble doing it. Just because it's not my lock. It'd take me ages to do. I remember my struggles, and let's say when school's back, let's make it a task that we help a year 7 fair lockers. If we walk past them and we see someone, we should do that. And moving on now, about your guitar, mate. True or false? You can play one of my favorite songs, Wonderwall, on a guitar quite easily. I'd say.
True.
Yeah.
I remember I learnt that quite a while ago. I haven't played it that recently, but I'm pretty sure I could still do it.
It's one of those,
probably much better than when you last heard me play it.
That was when you were first learning it.
Yeah.
Now you can do it much better, bit.
Yeah.
And it's a good campfire song, you reckon? Like,
definitely.
the strumming chord just like sets it, I don't know, just sets a good mood.
I do try to sing with my guitar sometimes, but I can only really do it when the strumming's pretty simple.
Yeah, because you try and get it in time and in sync.
I can't sing Riptide or I think I just have to practice the strumming more, but I can't sing Riptide and play it. And
because we spoke about this earlier, mine are pretty straightforward, like spiders, snakes, etc. What are yours, mate?
Well, I think I'm no more scared of heights than most people, I'd say. Or like of the dark, but
Like
one
in the
thing,
middle,
in the middle. One thing I'm really terrified of are leeches. I remember once I was camping with my dad, and we pulled up at this campsite, and then we'd like pitched our tent and everything, and I was just walking around with bare feet, and then I looked down at my foot, and there was this massive leech, and there was like tail was flicking around, and my foot was covered in blood, and that image is just imprinted in my mind for like,
Yeah, that's tough, mate.
And
where were you camping? Was it near Port Fairy? Leeches are prone to those areas, but
it was in Victoria. It was the Glenelg River.
Oh, so near SA, South Australia, or the river leads to SA. I think.
Maybe, yeah. Skipworth Springs, and it was just covered in leeches.
Yeah, you should skip there next time.
Yeah.
So you don't get bit by leeches. But anyway, the funny story I told you about, I didn't tell you about, but I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
It was that new at Jacinta, shout out to her. But funny story, she got bit by a leech, and that's why I was saying Port Fairy's a bit prone. I think it was one of our walks there. We had to walk like 5k to like one spot to another. But we were on the beach, and I think a leech just came up to her and
it's so weird because there's so much blood and you can't feel anything.
You just feels numb or like But it was just a funny leech story I remember from.
Do
you have a useful tool that you use that could benefit listeners? I know for me, I like read, listen to podcasts. What about for you? I know it's a broad topic and a bit like struggle with it.
Well, I think I've mentioned it. Screen time on your phone is really good for regulating your screen time. One thing for me is if you want to sort of be productive in a day, you've got to start off the day by like getting up and just being productive from the start. Because if you sort of watch a show in the morning, then it's kind of hard to get back for the rest of the day, whereas if you sort of get everything you want done in the morning, then you can relax later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's been something I've tried to do these holidays.
I feel like once you get everything done in the morning, you have like more time to do like more of the fun stuff in the afternoon.
Yeah. And I've also made myself a routine, an exercise routine, and I've printed it out and stuck it on my door. So it's like every time I leave my room, it's just like in my face, so I can.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm always reminded.
Is that just running and stuff? Or?
Yeah, I alternate between a run, a workout, and then a rest. So.
That's good, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I highly suggest after this, I'll show you the app Strava. You have to get it, mate, 100%,
definitely.
Yeah. It motivates you to run, and because you'll see my activity in like some other people.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
A few PE teachers like Mr. Ben Macker and stuff, they use it as well. So
Because I do run with my phone to listen to music. So.
Yeah, it's really good. Motivates you to run as well. But so we're talking about like screen time and stuff. We spoke about this. With screen time. Yeah. We need to get this like down pat. Like we're not perfect, but it's just a good message to send out.
getting your screen time under control is good for you personally, like for your mental health.
Yeah, and you feel better for it.
Yeah, and then also it's good for the world because it
You're using less energy, I guess, because
Yeah.
you're not charging your phone.
yeah, and then I guess less political polarization, because
because you get exposed to like political views and
you don't want to be getting your news from social media, basically.
it's
Yeah.
quite subjective, I'd say.
Yeah.
Speaking about like views, talk us through your climate change views. It's pretty straightforward, like mine. Like there just needs to be more like done on climate change.
Yeah.
And more good than bad, and talk us through
Yeah,
that.
definitely. It's a real shame that we haven't been able to kind of mobilize as a world on this issue, because it could be seen as like something for the world to come together and kind of work as a team to get under control. But because of the dedicated campaign from like fossil fuel industry, it's been really hard to take action. So I think we just need to start doing more. We need the government to accept that climate change is happening, and then get our emissions down. It's pretty crazy that quite a large number of people still don't believe in climate change. Because
it's
the
just so dumb, how it's bullshit or whatever they say, like the stupid excuses they make.
Because the IPCC document on climate change, like the latest report, I believe I heard is the most peer-reviewed document in human history.
Really?
Basically, it has like 1,000 lead authors and then like 2,000 contributors and stuff. It's crazy how thorough they are with their work.
It's really good. And it just goes back to show like the political leaders need to do more, such as like ScoMo or even the like backbenchers, or that's what you call it, around like the Senate and stuff. They need to do more as well. Even though like it can be hard, like but they are doing some things which are good, but like there needs to be more done, which is the message, I'd say. Yeah. And hopefully next year or this year we could do a few more like rallies to voice our
with Corona gone.
So the government like doesn't forget about it, or
it sort of
or
feels
the
like
issues
that.
raised again.
Hopefully since Biden's going in the US will kind of do more on climate change, then Australia will really be left out as a country who's not taking it seriously.
And there's a lot of political tension in the US right now with the elections.
God.
We've seen it on the news currently with Capitol building being stormed.
My God. It's just it's crazy.
Crazy times in the US, and hopefully like I want to go there one day. I want it to be safe, not like just like riots literally every day in like major cities, all that. Fingers crossed. And we spoke about like countries and stuff just briefly, but tell us about your experiences in like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. And like those are places in the Middle East, correct me if I'm wrong, or close to it?
They're Central Asia, but they're not that far away from Middle East.
That was last year, and you went for a couple of months with your family, and what was that experience like? And
well, it was really, really interesting seeing all of the new culture. It's really different to here. I think one thing that really stood out, especially in Uzbekistan, was that the people were just so much more friendly. So many people invited us into their home.
Really?
Wow.
Like strangers, complete strangers. That's amazing.
We were walking through the mountains, and we'd occasionally pass through these villages, and then we'd often just stay at someone's house, and they'd like give us delicious food and stuff.
That's amazing. Cool. Really nice.
So that was really cool to see the new culture, and then also the landscape was amazing.
Talk us through that.
Kyrgyzstan is really mountainous. We went like through a hike through the mountains, and we had to like go over these mountain passes, which is pretty tough on the legs.
Hiking. I remember when you ran, I was always at the back, like.
Shocking. But when you got to the top of the mountain, you just had this amazing view.
The satisfaction
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So that trip was a really great experience for me, and I think I learnt a lot from it. Even though I was missing out on a whole term of school, I probably learnt more from going on the trip than I would have staying at school.
Yeah, I reckon last year, even though you didn't go New Road, but
Yeah.
we both learnt similar things, or messages probably from our experiences away from school.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know, speaking about school quickly, but do you reckon people like who go to school should utilize their time on like excursions and all those like incursion type stuff more? Because I realize like we learn a lot more from like going on excursions and I don't know, build that camaraderie a lot more from excursions and in class. If do you get what I mean, like from school cricket or
Yeah. Like I think
climate change rallies,
yeah, people should just put themselves out there and like sign up for the play, for debating, inter-school sports and stuff. It's just the more
the more things you do.
Yeah, the more variety you have, the richer your life is, basically.
Yeah, it's a really good saying.
And I'm actually really grateful in my primary school, because it was such a small school.
Yeah, I know we both went to small primary schools. Yeah.
Everyone you got put into inter-school sport. It wasn't a choice.
Yeah, you just had to do it.
Yeah, you just had to do it. And then same with the school play. So if I hadn't have done that in primary school, I probably wouldn't have done it in high school.
It's great, man.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just great to apply for all those things, and then it makes your life so much better when you do them.
Yeah, it's true, and it's a good message as well, guys. Like, with the quote, like, push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. Like, do stuff at school, like the excursions, because you don't know where it's going to lead you and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
100%. And when you were in, like, one of the 3 countries, you rode a camel, didn't you? Or
we had a donkey.
Oh, donkey.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw a few camels, actually, when we were canoeing. There was this massive herd of camels that came down to drink. That was pretty cool. I think I got a few photos of it. We so we had 2 things with a donkey. First, we went on a horse trek where we rode horses, and we also had a donkey which my sister rode.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was pretty amazing. The only thing was I felt a bit sick. So and when you're riding the horse, there's kind of this constant moving.
Yeah.
So that wasn't very enjoyable. For a couple of days, but then I got better. And then in Uzbekistan, we went on a hike where we had a donkey to carry some of our gear, and we rode that occasionally. So that was really cool.
Good,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah. I presume riding a donkey was probably better than riding an alpaca like we did. You saw our alpaca story, yeah?
From Nurat?
No, yeah, that one. I might have told you about it. But
Well, when you went to section 5 or something.
that one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. I think I had a special bond with my horse that I rode.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I think that. I don't know if the horse does. Yeah.
Well, it didn't throw you off, so.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And you also went canoeing, yeah? What was that like? I
Yeah.
hate canoeing because
I
got really, I don't know, my aerobic power and stuff like for running is good, but
Yeah.
I find for like, what, is it cardio or like if you're doing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, you're not using your legs. You're just like, yeah. I don't know
how
what
to
you call
pronounce
it.
cardio on your arms or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I struggled with that. What was it like for you?
I think it's easy. It was easier than hiking for me.
That's true. Yeah. Hiking's like the whole body, and then
and
canoeing's just your upper like body.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I think we travelled a bit far. We were going with the current. So we'd cover kind of like 25 kilometers in a day canoeing, whereas hiking it would kind of only be like 10 or 11.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and the canoeing was great because I think it was just autumn when we were there. Like in Central Asia, it was autumn, and so having just been summer, the river was really warm, so we could go for lots of swims, which was really nice. Like after a long day canoeing, we'd just jump in the water.
And also, it wouldn't be too hot as well, which is good.
Yeah. I'd say of all the modes of transport, canoeing was probably my favourite, or It's tough. I think the hiking, my feet would always be so sore by the end. It was just really
100%.
painful.
My whole body would hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, those outdoor activities are pretty good. Like you learn about it or how to do it, and then next time you're more experienced on what it's like in the conditions and stuff. But
Yeah.
just do something outdoors, guys, because
Yeah.
like we said before, you never know like what it'll lead you to. Yeah.
Totally.
100%.
Yeah. And this is a little bit off topic, but I'm pretty sure when being outdoors is good for your eyes, because if you're always looking at a screen, that's how you get like short vision. But then if you like are looking into the distance outdoors, it's really good for your eyes.
Yeah, because I've got a few little cousins and stuff, and they're bloody wearing glasses now, and I realise, like, mind you, I like sit around like on my screen a lot, but
I mean,
need
same.
glasses and my vision's still relatively well.
Yeah.
And I can see pretty fast. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad that they're like, let's say 8 and they're wearing glasses already.
Yeah.
And that's going to be happening a lot more now because screens, 'Cause let's say when we were growing up, I remember,
in the old days when they didn't have the technology for glasses, they were probably just it would just be so hard to live without good vision.
Yeah, and it's all
the
thanks
thing
to
is,
that Aussie guy, Fred Hollows or whatever, with his
but there were just probably way less people who needed to wear glasses back then because they weren't indoors much.
Yeah, and not exposed to like as much radiation from like technology and stuff. But and there's something else I was going to say as well, but I can't remember. Something about technology. Yeah, about how like, let's say when we were growing up in late 2000s, early 2010s, like that was our childhood. And I remember back then, the first proper technology like I got my hands on was like, let's say the DS and the Wii and all that, and it'd probably be the same. And although it was technology, it wasn't as technologically developed as it is in 2021.
Oh god, I remember the first time when Mum got an iPhone. It was like, whoa. It like moves with your
and now
finger.
we have iPhones and it's just day-to-day life. And although I'm glad there's technology, imagine in 20 years time, like I'm kind of nervous at the same time.
Actually, go back to the fears question. One of my greatest fears is AI.
True.
I just find that so freaky. Like there are so many movies that are warning us about what AI can do, and we're just not paying any attention.
And then hopefully in our lifetime it doesn't like the Wall-E or whatever. Just fully take over. And, just got a few more for you, mate. So what motivates you the most and why? I know you're pretty self-driven, but
definitely. I think what motivates me the most is just feeling good about myself, to like with exercise or playing guitar, like getting in my guitar practice. When I feel like I'm on top of things, I just feel so much better. But then if I'm just like lazing around all day doing nothing, I just don't feel that good. So I think the main thing is probably feeling good about myself, and then I obviously also want to have a career. So I think I'm pretty self-driven. My parents don't really force me to do that much stuff. It mostly comes from me. Like all the screen time stuff came from me.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. And it's good to I don't know, like be motivated, because like I said, we'll go back to like high school now, and it's a funny term, but I listen to this podcast with Dylan Buckley and Dan Gorringe. You know both of them, they played for Carlton. Their podcast is called List Cloggers, basically, and because they were list cloggers because they were pretty shit at footy. And there's so many list cloggers like in high school, and it's just how it's gonna be and always will be. Us two, we're not list cloggers because we do our work, and more to the teacher's pet side. But what are your thoughts on list cloggers in class and those?
Well, I think I think. I just lost my train of thought.
Just don't be a list clogger.
Yeah. Certainly for myself, I think. Yeah, like I said, it just makes me so much happier. Being on top of things, like getting up, exercising, and then doing my work. Even though I often get it done at the last minute, I always get my homework in.
As long as you're still getting
Yeah,
it done. It's a good habit.
Yeah, I just oh god, my brain just blanked.
That's alright, mate. I kind of get the message you're trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
If you have good habits, you're less likely to be one of those list cloggers, I guess.
Yeah. I think forming good habits, setting goals for yourself, stuff like that is really good. Yeah.
And speaking of that, we'll move on to like 2021 because we're in January. And what are your main goals, mate? I know we'll talk about goals, then resolutions. Yeah. So what are your goals? Main goals.
So my main goals are to keep fit and healthy, I'd say. Yeah. That's a big one. I think I've been pretty good at it the last few years. But recently I've trying to eat more healthy.
Not too much junk food.
Yeah, a bit. I was never that bad, but each day I might take a piece of chocolate from the cupboard or something. Yeah. But yeah, I've been trying to eat more healthy, make sure I get enough protein because I don't eat meat that much.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I've been trying to eat more nuts and eggs and stuff like that gives you protein that isn't meat. Other goals are to keep improving with guitar.
They're doing pretty well at the moment.
Yeah. I just want to keep that going.
It's good.
And also I want to stay on top of my schoolwork because moving into year 10, I've been able to kind of get away without doing that much study up until now. But
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It just ramps up every year. Yeah.
But I feel like now's the time I've really got to get onto it, get my study done, get my homework, done before the last minute.
Well, my advice to you is treat year 10 like a practice run of year 11 and 12 because it's that year where you still have your like electives and stuff, but it's where your English and maths, you've got VC subject.
Yeah.
It's where like you learn the basics and fundamentals to what you'll be doing in the next few years. So
Yeah.
And resolutions, well, I reckon those were kind of your resolutions.
They're kind of my resolutions.
Goals
I guess
are kind of like resolutions, pretty much. Yeah.
More specifically, I'd say practice guitar 5 days a week. I'm trying to go for.
Good dedication, mate.
Yeah. Maybe keep trying to. I've got this thing where I have sugar only 1 day a week.
Yeah, it's good, mate.
Maybe try to keep going with that, and I think I had one more, but I can't remember it at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mainly. Oh wait, no, homework. Stay on top of my homework. Yeah. So those are my resolutions. Hopefully, I can stick with them.
Yeah, and just a quick question for you about homework. So, like, do you like write with sticky notes like a to-do list, or do you just schedule in like a time to study, then you just study, or how does that work?
Yeah, what I've been doing recently is I've now got a Mac because my Surface Pro just like gave up. Yeah. And I've been using the reminders app on that, so like I take down. I've got a few things like just like to do, school, and then when I had a job it was for work, but I'm not working at the moment. And that's been really useful because you can like check it off once you're done. And one thing that I'm trying to improve in 2021 is to take better notes because my notes have always been quite messy, and I haven't really done that much. And I think it'll just help me remember what I'm learning way better. So I've gone and got myself highlighters and stuff, and I've like figured out a system, and now I've just got to stick to it.
Advice I've gotten from like someone else is like if you form good study habits, then it's just going to be like your day-to-day thing in the next year. You know?
Yeah.
Like now, my study habit is like pretty straightforward, and the
Yeah.
sticky note method or whatever. But yeah.
It just becomes like part of your day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
the hardest bit with like trying to get something in is the bit where it's like not automatic.
Yeah, when you're first learning
Yeah.
that specific study skill. Or,
Yeah. Yeah.
And finally, mate, you can ask me one question. Hopefully, you had a thought of it. And fire away. You can have a think, but
Yeah, I might have to have a think. So my question is, are you gonna continue with music for the rest of your life, like with the ukulele, or any other instruments?
yeah. I feel like I will, but
Yeah.
maybe not take it as seriously as you do. Like
Yeah,
just do
yeah.
it just like a mindfulness activity or something like that. But
Yeah.
I've always loved music, like listening to it and
Mhm.
just like it motivates me and stuff. So it's good. For ukulele, I did get decently good at it, do it for fun instead of
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I haven't put anything of myself up on like playing guitar.
I mean, you're pretty good. You might as well give it a shot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
could.
in the future,
In the
maybe,
future,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, your question, yeah, basically I'll continue with music, whether it's playing it and listening or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, music, you need that in your life. I don't
Definitely.
know. I don't know how some people don't even listen to music.
Oh God. Recently.
Jazz and Friends.
Oh yeah, I actually listened to a number of episodes.
Yeah. What's your favourite episode?
Favorite episode? Well,
Be yourself. Maybe not yourself.
well,
like,
I
hyping
haven't,
your own-
I haven't been able to listen
Yeah.
back to this one yet. I quite enjoyed Emma Carney's one. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think I also liked the professional development guy. Is that from North Melbourne?
Oh yeah, Mufaro. Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting.
It's good, mate.
But yeah, I've liked all the ones I've listened to.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
And I won't take too much of your time because it's been an hour. Like it's one of my longer podcast episodes.
Oh,
which is
really?
good, yeah. Didn't even realise, to be honest. But yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good chat, mate.
Good chat.
Season 2 is well and truly up and running, listeners. We've got 2 episodes already.
Yeah.
Obviously, thanks for tuning into the Jazz and Friends podcast, guys. Remember, push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. And mate, been a pleasure. So catching up at Princess
Yeah.
Park, obviously the home of your Mighty Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good park, you know.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
yeah, thanks for sparing some time to jump on the podcast, mate.
Yeah. It's been my pleasure.
Appreciate it.